It was a lazy winter morning of 2006. And as usual, Sangakkara was out on the pitch to start his training. And as usual, he could see Murali out there, already starting his practice. Watching him throw ball after ball, his mind couldn't help but go back to the first time he had faced Murali. He was just 13-year-old back then, playing for a school that was a well-known academic bastion, but didn't have that much of a cricketing pedigree at the time. In fact, in Sanga's own words, if we ever won a match, our school would declare a holiday the next day. The problem was, in all my time there, we only got one such holiday. In short, in spite of Sanga performing exceptionally well, his team kept on losing, and hence Sanga was failing to meet the eyes of any of the selectors. So, one day his batting coach came up with an idea. He told Sanga, "I have brought someone to bowl to you." At the time, that coach used to work as the batting coach in St. Anthony's College. And somehow, he had convinced their ace spinner to come and bowl to the youngster. Now when I say convince, it didn't take a lot of actual convincing though. The ever-smiling, jovial 18-year-old was more than happy to join in. After all, for him, wasn't this just another chance to train? This youngster, who was soon to be known to the world as the smiling assassin, who even then, playing on cement to a 13-year-old, was still turning the ball as if the pitch was tailor-made for him. For his first taste of international cricket, Sanga had to face Murali. Hence, maybe from right there itself, a seed of doubt has started creeping into Sanga's mind. Maybe this cricket was just not for him, especially given the fact that because of his team, the chances of him being actually selected were... So, by the time he passed out of school, he had decided to pursue a career in law. He would play cricket, no doubt, but just not as seriously as before. That's the reason why, while his teammates in the under-19 team were getting selected into the Sri Lanka A team, he would have to wait for 3 more years for this opportunity. After which one day, out of nowhere, he would get a call. He was being invited into the main team. Yes, a 22-year-old youngster en route to become a lawyer was being directly promoted into the main team. The reason? Well, Muralitharan's brother used to play in the same team as him. And after hearing about this Sanga for the upteenth time from him, he finally decided to get a taste for himself. He went to see a match where Sanga went on an unbeaten 156 runs in a Zimbabwe A versus Sri Lanka A match. As the match got over, Murali picked up the phone. Calling his then captain Sanat Jayasuriya, he simply said, "We need to have this player in our team." At the time, Jayasuriya had a chokehold on Sri Lankan cricket. His word was the law. And when his ace spinner was recommending another player, there is no way he would ignore it. And so it was that Sanga was added into the team, immediately becoming the second highest scorer for Sri Lanka in the tournament, while playing one match less than the rest. And now, 6 years later, after being Murali's roommate on tours, after becoming the 5th highest wicket-taking bowler wicket-keeping combo in ODIs, and after being touted as the next captain for this team, he watched Murali finishing what had become a ritual till this point. Starting with spot bowling, then bowling to each and every Sri Lankan batsman present, followed by again practicing his spot bowling till he was happy. Players would come and go, and he would still be standing there, practicing his heart out. Today though, something was different. As the day was coming to an end and batsmen were packing up their kit, while Murali was still on the spot bowling ball after ball. But suddenly, on rushed the bowling coach, who quickly got into an argument with Murali. Apparently, he had been asking Murali right from the start of the training camp to stop practicing so much. After all, he wasn't a youngster anymore, he was 34-year-old now. He needed to protect his bowling arm, conserve it to prevent any injuries. Each day Murali would agree and then do the exact same thing the very next day. So today, the bowling coach had had enough. He rushed onto the field, snatched the ball away from Murali's hand and told him, "You are done. You are not practicing anymore." A smiling, kinda embarrassed Murali still tried to negotiate with his coach, but the bowling coach refused to budge. As a disappointed Murali started packing up his kit, Sanga walked up to him and asked, "Why are you doing this? You have more than 600 wickets now. You really don't need to practice this hard." And the answer he got, it has been so engraved in Sanga's brain that till date, he keeps on repeating it in interviews. The answer? Sanga, it doesn't matter how many wickets I have taken. What's really important to me is that I continue to bowl and train as hard as I ever did. Because with my practice, I get into a habit where I know I can go into a match and even with my eyes closed, pitch the ball exactly where I want.
My greatest strength is to be able to run in, with my eyes closed and deliver a ball exactly where I wanted to pitch.
That is where I get my confidence from. Not from those extravagant turns or dusras, but from my training, my muscle memory. That is what gets me my wickets. So I can never relax because I want to maintain that level of excellence. These were the words of arguably the best spinner cricket had ever produced, who till this day holds the record for the highest wickets in cricket, and who, even on his last day in cricket, on a crisp April morning of 2011, who was still seen practicing his spot bowling right before the match.
To me, Murray is a true champion. Not just a champion on the field, but a true role model who lived his life exactly the way a champion should. He was great on the field. He was even better off.